Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vish and welcome to my 2022 reading and channel goals video. So I made a goals video in 2021 and I think I did pretty well with my goals. We'll go through my 2022 goals and they're basically my 2021 goals, but just either tweaking them, continuing them, or just adding to them. But of course, first off, I want to say Happy New Year to all of you. I hope 2022 is the best reading year you've ever had because I am certainly striving towards that. Alright, so let's jump into my reading goals first. So, my first goal of the year is my Goodreads goal, as per usual, and I'm continuing on with my one book goal for the year. I loved doing that in 2021. It took off all the pressure, and it was just nice, you know, not to try and strive towards reading a certain book each month to get to that goal. I just kind of read whatever I read, and you know, having a lot of series unfinished is already pressure enough, so I didn't want to have the added pressure, and I'm continuing it this year. My next goal is to continue my mood reading journey, I guess. I did a lot of mood reading in 2021, but of course, me being me and a booktuber, I do have a lot of obligation reads, which is fine. I just wanted to minimize that so I could have more space for mood reading. And I think I did that about 60% of the time in 2021, and I'm hoping to increase it in 2022, which means, like I said, I am trying to reduce the amount of buddy reads that I accept. I do have my channel buddy read, which we'll get to that later. I do have my yearly buddy read with Abby and Sam. I think I'm going to be doing more of the shelf space buddy reads, and also 2 more buddy reads, which again we'll get into that later, but I am trying to cap it at that. If I'm reading a book and someone else is coincidentally reading the same book as I am, I'll probably reach out to them and ask to buddy read. But other than that, I'm just going to cruise along the year. My third goal is the same as 2021, which is rereading. I love to reread. I'm a rereading fiend. And in 2021, I reread the ACOTAR series, The Hating Game, The Chronicles of Ixia, in Jade City, and also Jade War. I'm still in the process of that, but other stuff as well that I reread, and I loved it. I love rereading, so I'm gonna definitely continue that this year. I think I'm gonna focus on the Throne of Glass series and also the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. Those are the 2 that I'm thinking at the moment, but obviously I could reread anything I want, but those are the 2 that I'm thinking of right now. I love rereading. It brings me joy. I get to re-experience the story, but maybe from a different perspective. I notice other details that I didn't notice before. I love other characters that I didn't really pay attention to before, and it's just a whole new experience, and I love rereading my favorites. My fourth reading goal is to basically continuing reading the books off my shelves. I did about 80 to 90% of that in 2021. I am super proud of that. I didn't necessarily reduce the number of books on my physical TBR, but that's okay because I do like a big physical TBR. I have variety of things or books, to choose from, so I'm okay with that. So I'm not putting a goal on reducing my physical TBR, just making sure I am choosing books from my shelves instead of, you know, Kindle Unlimited and stuff like that, or from the library, because I have a lot on my shelves that I can choose from, so I'm just continuing on with that goal. For my 5th goal is the types of books I want to read more of or focus on this year. Last year I wrote it down in my bullet journal, but I think I wanted to focus on thriller, horror, romance, manga, and graphic novel books, and I did really well with thriller, horror, romance, and graphic novels, but not necessarily manga. And I absolutely love that variety in my reading. I have quite a few favorites from, you know, the romance genre, the thriller genre, which I will be making my best books of 2021 video soon. Keep a lookout for that. It will be in a couple of weeks. So for 2022, I'm still keeping the thriller horror genre, the romance, but also I'm adding fantasy romance as well, because I really want to read more fantasy romance, because I feel like that is going to be my niche, because hello, it's me. I love fantasy, I love romance, I want to combine the genre and read more books so I can recommend more books to you. I also am thinking of trying to read more fantasy horror, fantasy thrillers. I'm still trying to find more books in that genre niche, but the only ones I've read so far is Helm of Midnight, which, by the way, definitely recommend you read it. But I'm trying to figure out more books in that genre. Maybe that's like 2023 goal, but for now, fantasy romance is kind of my subgenre goal for the year. I am also adding sequels to this goal because in 2019 and 2020, all I did was start series and never really continued them, and the more series I started, the more series I've accumulated, and I'm a series binger. I don't know where not continuing series came from. That is so not me. So I have quite a few series that I need to continue and finish, and I am like this close to just DNFing all of them and starting fresh with a clean slate this year and just picking those series up and rereading them when I want to, because I do have to reread some of them. Like the Poppy War series, I need to reread Poppy War in order to continue. Like the Red Rising series, I've reread Red Rising twice to continue the series, and I've only gotten to Golden Sun, and now I'm just like, I probably have to read Golden Sun in order to continue. So things like that. I'm still deciding if I really want to clean the slate and start fresh. Probably is cheating, but you know what, for my sanity, I probably need to do that. But for this year, as I'm starting a series, it's going to be completed in a short span of time. I don't know if I'm going to do it back to back. It depends on the series, how dense it is, if I'm enjoying it, or I'm going to at least not spend too much time in between books to complete it, or I'm going to see if I can just, you know, start one series, finish that, and then move on to a different series. But not when it comes to like buddy reads, because it's always one book a month. So that's fine. I meant like me picking up a series and starting it on my own, making sure I complete that series within a short span of time, and not starting too many and trying to keep up, trying to complete it. You know what I mean? So I'm still trying to decide if I need that clean slate. But for now, one of the types of books I need to read are sequels. Another thing I want to add is literary fiction, because I am really in the mood this year to explore literary fiction, because I think I am going to like the genre. It's going to spice things, spruce things up between fantasy novels. So I'm adding that goal. I don't have specific numbers of books for each genre to complete. I'm just saying I want to read at least one of them every month if I can. If not, that's totally fine. At least 80% of the year, I would have liked to read some literary fiction. Just to give you an example what I mean, I do have this on my 2022 journal. If you can see, I have one for like every month. If I fill 80% of these, I'm happy. Also, I know I put out 100 books in there. It's just because like I like to fill out those boxes whenever I read a book, so it's just there for entertainment purposes. So, and my last goal, which is my 6th goal, which is kind of like a low-key goal, it's not like an actual goal. I'm saying goal too many times. But anyway, I want to read more Asian-inspired fantasy series. It doesn't need to be like East Asian fantasy, but it can be like whole of Asia, East Asia, Southeast Asia, all that kind of stuff. So I do have a list that I've written down that I want to pick from for this year. I will be doing a video on that, so stay tuned for that, maybe in February. I love London Western fantasy. I mean, the David Blood trilogy is one of my favorites. The Greenbone saga is one of my favorites, and I want more of that. So I'm excited to explore more of that subgenre. Now let's head into my channel goals, which is going to be exciting. So my first goal right off the bat, I want to try and post consistently, which is again still not a word in my vocabulary, but here we are, another year trying again. But this time I would like to post once a week, occasionally twice if I do have that extra video that I really want to put out, but mostly once a week. So this year I am reducing my study load from uni. I experienced very bad burnout last semester, or just last half of the year, and I think I just kind of need to take it a bit slow. Instead of rushing through my studies and trying to complete it, I need a slower pace because I've been at it for so long now. So I'm reducing my study load, therefore I will have a bit more extra time to make content, which is something that I really love to do, but I just can't find the time to because I'm either prioritizing my studies or reading. So I'm aiming for once a week, because I think in 2021 I said I want to do twice a week. didn't happen. So I'm doing a bit more realistic goal and doing it once a week. So we'll see how that goal goes. No promises, but you know what? I'm going to try my level best in doing so. My second goal is to continue my channel buddy reads. I love my channel buddy reads. It's the highlight of 2021. I don't regret starting that. It is my baby. I love buddy reading with you guys and having discussions about these series. We've had the David trilogy, which is like my favorite series of all time now. We had the Crown of Feathers trilogy, which is a very, very good YA trilogy in my opinion, and I also recommend it, by the way. So I love doing these channel buddy reads. It's going to continue this year. In January, February, and March, we're doing the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. If you want to join us, come join us. Discord down below. We'll have a live show at the end of each month. I will post the live shows in my community tab. You will see it scheduled. It'll be a great time. I love having these discussions with everyone. It is something that I'm really proud of. So it's definitely going to continue. So my third goal, in saying now that I have extra time, I can put my 100% into this goal and see where it takes me. See if I can continue building that little community that I wanted, and I definitely achieved that with my channel buddy reads, and I'm just trying to continue that. So my third goal is starting a Patreon. It is very nerve-wracking, but also really, really exciting. I have been literally thinking about this for exactly a year now, because a year ago I wanted to do Patreon, but I wasn't sure I was gonna give my 100%. But again, like I said, study load is decreasing, burnout is real. Study burnout, that is, not just, you know, life burnout in general, just study burnout. And now I have extra time to make extra content, and I'm really excited. Patreon is just another way that you guys can support me. Obviously no pressure at all. If you just want to watch my videos, that's perfectly fine. If you just want to go that extra mile, it's there for you. For me, this is again building that little community, but also I just want to hang out with everyone. Me being in a different time zone, I don't get to interact with everyone very much. So with the tiers that I'm doing, there will be opportunities for me to hang out live with everyone and communicate and get to know each other better and just share a love of reading and other things that we're passionate about. And that is essentially what I want to do with Patreon. So my Patreon is obviously Greenbone themed. There are 3 tiers. We have the $2, $5, and $10 tier. If you're in the UK and the US, it'll be less than that because this is an AUD, Australian dollar price. And the lowest tier is called the Fingers, because Greenbone. And with this tier, you get exclusive Patreon updates such as life updates, reading updates, behind the scenes updates. You would be the first person to know what kind of content I'm going to make for the month. I will definitely let you know. You will have at least early access of 2 videos a month. You will get an exclusive Discord channel when you join. You will have a role. If you're in the Fingers tier, you'll get a Fingers role. You will have the ability to vote on a book I will read every month. If I'm struggling trying to find what I read, you will vote on it and then I will read it. And finally, for that tier, we will have live reading sprints every week or more depending on my mood, but definitely every week. I love reading sprints, but it's kind of daunting doing it on my channel. So on Patreon, it's going to be very small reading sprints and it's going to be more comfortable. The middle tier, which is the $5 tiers, are the fists. So it's everything that I mentioned before, plus there will be a bi-monthly book club / buddy read. So every 2 months we will pick a book. It doesn't have to be fantasy, it can be literally anything, and we will read it for that month. I don't know if I should do a live show or a spoiler reading vlog. It's subject to change, but for now I'm saying it's going to be a live show. I wanted to get the opinions of people who are on that tier and they can decide which one they want. But for now, live show at the end of the month so we can talk about the book that we want to read. And the final tier, which is the $10 tier, are for the horns. So it's everything that I mentioned before, plus you will get to recommend me any book that hopefully is from my physical TBR, but a book that you recommend me to read, and I'll put it in the jar of possibilities, and I will pick one every month and I will read it for that month. Again, I can add a spoiler reading vlog if you want, or a review, anything subject to change, but for now that is what I'm doing. And lastly for that tier is movie nights or game nights, and this one I am so excited for because like I said before, I'm in a different time zone. It's really hard to talk to people, interact with people, and hang out with people because I'm in different time time zone. But with this, I'm going to try my very best to add in all 3 time zones and we will hang out if it's the last thing I do because I'm so excited to do this. Reading is one of my passions, but also movies, TV shows, and just consuming other content is also another one of my passions. And I want to share that love with all of you, so I'm excited for movie nights. So yeah, those are the tiers. If you want to join, the link will be in the description. Obviously, again, no pressure. It's just general support and also to hang out together. Of course, these tiers will change from time to time, but for now, those are the tiers. Okay, so moving on from that, my 4th goal is the types of videos that I want to make for this channel. So first up with TBRs. As you've noticed, I've done a quarterly TBR video, the first quarter. If you haven't checked it out, I'll link it up above. And I love this idea. It gives me so much space to mood read and not wanting to add so many books each month to my TBR. So that was perfect. I did roll the dice. So quarterly TBRs is something that I'm trying out this year. Next up is wrap-ups. I mentioned it in my first recent reads video, which I will again link above if you want to check that out. I am not really feeling that formulaic wrap-up method, so I'm switching things up to recent reads instead. So probably every 6 to 5, 7-ish books, I will do a recent reads, and I'm going to do one soon, which will come out in a week or so. Next up is reading vlogs. That is still going to continue. However, I put up a recent weekly reading vlog that I said I wanted to do weekly reading vlogs. But guys, I can't do it anymore because my life is, no joke, a roller coaster. Like, it's always up, down, up, down, up, down, every day, no joke. So vlogging that is very, very difficult. So I've seen, because since the end of November till today, I have tried weekly vlogging so many times now. Did not work. I managed to produce 1 weekly vlog out of all those weeks. I just can't do it, which makes me very, very sad because I love creating them, but my life is a mess. Can't do it right now. However, I am still going to do themed reading vlogs instead, which is again one of my favorites to make, and I do have ideas already to make those vlogs. So those vlogs will be made instead of weekly reading vlogs. Obviously, maybe I'll do like 1 or 2 throughout the year. We'll see. Maybe a weekend reading vlog, 24-hour reading vlog. Either way, reading vlogs are the bread and butter of this channel. You'll get them, don't worry. Just instead of weekly, it's sporadic, which is basically my brand. So in vain with the types of videos that I want to make, I want to try and start a series on my channel. So the first series that I want to make is author reviews. So this idea actually came from my mom because she loves reading an author's whole works. So she gave me this idea because she tells me these reviews all the time from her opinion. So basically what I'm going to do is read an author's whole, like, solitary novels, and I will do a video on them, comparing all the books in their works, saying where to start, telling my thoughts on all of the books or series, depending which author I'm talking about, where to start, if this author for you, if it's not for you. It's just kind of a record where if someone wants to explore this author, it's in one video where they can just watch and they'll know everything about that, and you guys can decide if you want to try out this author or not. I would kind of like a record for each author that I've ever tried out. I think it's a cool idea. I'm gonna do it. Don't know how well it's gonna do, but it's something I've been thinking about for a while now. So I'm gonna do it. Obviously, it's gonna take a while because, I mean, people like Brandon Sanderson, he has like 1 million novels, and I have only read like 4, 5 Sanderson novels out of 1 million. So Brandy Sandy will take time, Robin Hobb will take time, Joe Abercrombie will take time, N.K. Jemisin will take time, but I am working on that. Right now, I am starting on a smaller author who has like 3 works out. That's another rule. This author has to have 3 works or more, or like 1 series or more out, because it's going to be hard if they only have 1 series, and I can only do that. I can't really compare and contrast their other works. That's my idea. That's a series I want to start. Second type of series that I want to make on my channel is called a series of series. If you don't know, I actually started this in 2019. The first episode was The Infernal Devices. I did a whole reading vlog of me rereading The Infernal Devices, talking about each book, ranking them before I read them and after I read them, talking about my feelings spoiler free. It was a really fun time. If you want to check out the video, it'll be linked above. But I had a fun time making that video, but that was again in 2019. Still haven't done it. I so wish I did a reading vlog on the Greenbone Saga or the Daevabad trilogy, because then I would have a record of all my feelings, and I really regret that. So I want to try and do this type of reading vlog this year for a series that I pick up. I don't know which one I'm gonna start with, but you'll find out. I actually wanted to do that with the Poppy War trilogy, but I only had time to read the first one, so I made one reading vlog for that. So maybe later down the road, I just might make one whole reading vlog about that. We'll see. So those are the two series that I want to focus on this year. Maybe I would like to at least put out one video of each. I'm doing a low goal here. At least one video of each. That's what I'm hoping. So yeah, those are my goals for 2022. I am very excited to carry out these goals, especially my Patreon and obviously my channel Buddy Reads. If you made it to the end of this video, put a bat emoji. Yeah. Put a bat emoji. Let me know what are some of your reading goals. I would love to know any overlapping goals with me and you. Let me know. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. All the socials will be linked down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful 2022. And I will see you in my next one. Bye!